So sitting back looking at my game collection, thinking of something that I could do to pass the time, I actually realized I never really reviewed ARK for the Nintendo Switch. I talked about it briefly just to shed some light because it was getting a ton of hate and I felt like it was kind of misunderstood, but I could understand the hate. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into our review of ARK Survival Evolved for the Nintendo Switch.
You know how much I love that Nintendo Switch!
What's going on, Switch fam? It is your boy QKG. So let's get into this review of ARK Survival on the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, just to give you a fair warning, this is probably the roughest looking Nintendo Switch port there is. Mainly, ARK is a huge game. Coming from PC, I've literally owned my gaming PC and upgraded it over the years. And I've had one since 2014 or 2015. And I've noticed that when it comes to certain games and what they take the run and optimization side, honestly, if they're not optimized on PC, it's going to be a long shot for them to be perfect on any other console or a little bit less than perfect. So when it comes to this game, that's a good way that I can describe it. It's not perfect, but at the same time, when it comes to the gameplay and the experience standpoint, it nails it on the head. When it comes to ARK Survival, comparing it to the PC version, you can just about do everything in the PC version, and it even supports up to 64 players on the Nintendo Switch, which I have not seen any game really take that many players and put them on one map. So, seeing that the game has its visual drawbacks can really definitely put a sour taste in gamers' mouth, which I can definitely understand. I would love for every single game to look a certain way, for it to play a certain way. But seeing that ARK is on the scale that it is, I couldn't see this game running at its full potential that I thought and would hope it would. But at the same time, I do have some positives about the game, especially when it comes to gameplay. What ARK does really well is to capture the ARK experience on a Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, it's at a really scaled back look, but at the same time, this thing's going to support up to 64 players online. You're going to be having this heavy RPG system where you're literally going to go all the way to primitive, all the way up until modern technology. And when it comes down to the combat or just the immersive feel in the game, jumping back into it after months, I can't lie, going into certain areas, looking at these huge dinosaurs stomping around, just walking, hearing the ground shake, it has an immersive feel that I can appreciate. And having it hit the Nintendo Switch was a curse and a blessing. The curse, literally how it looks. The blessing, actually bringing over some type of survival game on the Nintendo Switch, because we really don't have that many. And another thing I really enjoyed about the game, I can't lie, that unlock tree is massive. If you just go through that sucker, man, no matter if you're somebody who's a diehard ARK fan or you're just someone who loves a survival game, you will literally have so much to do in this game. For a game to actually be ported over and have this much content, I was really surprised that you're gonna be busy for a long time. And seeing as how there's a lot of randomized actions in the game, nothing's really scripted. When you move to an area, you may run into a dinosaur species that you've seen that you can body all the time, or you may run into one that's gonna completely catch you off guard and put the womps on you. So it adds that level of mystery and that level of just being unpredictable. That's one thing that I enjoy. It really keeps you on your toes. It keeps the gameplay active. It keeps it fun. So honestly, man, I can't lie. That's actually one thing I've been really enjoying about this game. This feels like a game that you can come back to every now and again, or you can grind completely heavy. It's a game that no matter what, your whole point is just surviving. So even if you take a break from it, like me, I haven't played the game in like a month or two. And I came back into it, playing it around, and actually spent a good amount of time back on it, and it just reignited some fun. So it's not a game that I play every single day, but if it's a game that you do want to grind out, it has so many things for you to do. And if it's a game you want to come back to every now and again, you're always going to be unlocking new things. It's always going to pique your interest because no level is just the exact same. You're not going to be repeating the cycle. You're going to explore new areas. So it really keeps everything moving fluidly, honestly. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with ARK, but you can actually tame a freaking dinosaur in the game. So if there's a species you like, depending on what it is, it may be harder to tame for you, but you can actually have a companion in the game. You could be running through the six with your wolves in this game, and it actually makes the gameplay even more enjoyable. Time to get into the negatives of Ark Survival. I gotta get my evil green going, buddy. But when it comes down to the negatives of the game, it came out in November, like late November, and the day of this recording is February 18, 2019. And honestly, Ark has literally received 0 updates, 0 additional content, because even on the PC version, there are way more maps than just this first one. And then even if they were to put in just either 1 or 2 more maps, it would make the value of the game so much better, because when this game came out, it was a whopping $50. And at the time, I was like, I can see why it's worth $50. It can have a lot of content. There's a lot of things to do. It's a lot of value there. But when it comes down to comparing it to the other versions and what you pay for, you're actually paying for less than the other versions. Unfortunately, I can understand if you have to leave out certain content, but it would be better if there's a little bit more transparency with the actual community that you're releasing on, to like, hey guys, we got some more content coming to you guys on the way. We're just not going to release you kind of like a handicapped version of the game in a way. The first map you can get a lot of fun out of, but there are some people out there who like to experiment with different environments. Maybe the first map, if they're a hardcore player, it may not do it for them all the time. Maybe they might need to go to a different map just to get a different experience to keep everything moving even more fluently. Me, I'm not playing the game every day. But if there's someone out there, there are people who actually play this game every single day, even on Switch. It makes them want to have more. So it would be great if there was more maps. I would love that. It would actually keep me playing it even more, even though I do have a PC and I would prefer to play it on PC just because it looks just way prettier. But honestly, it would be great if we had some more maps going forward. And speaking of PC and performance and all that, when it comes down to this game, like I said, it is one of the roughest looking Nintendo Switch games that you will see. And when it comes down to the optimization, when you enter new areas, it gets this really like heavy loading, to where I remember back in the day when I had my struggle build and I used to go through stuff like that because my system would struggle to handle it, or it could even be optimization issues. Like back when I got Arkham Knight for the first time and I had a beast build and I still had issues because of optimization. So when it comes down to that, like, I can understand why it needs to take its time to load, but sometimes it can get a little crazy. But I will say, at least in combat, I don't see it as much, but the frame drops can be real in this game. And in case you're wondering, it usually has a steady 30 frames, but like I say, when you definitely hit into like a brand new area that you have not been into and it needs to load like a lot of assets, it will definitely take its time. I will say that, and you will notice some frame dips. So to conclude this review, I have a review format, and if you're new to the channel, at the very bottom we have what happened, because I mean, let's be honest, I'm not trying to shit on devs, but we want to know what went wrong with this game and we can provide some solutions. Then at the top we have meh, like it's just not my cup of tea, just not my thing, but didn't have an issue with the game. Then we have needs work. Then we have decent, which is, you know, good score. And then we got fuego, boy, all the way at the top. So honestly, when it comes to this game, it is a definite needs work, mainly when it comes down to the content. The gameplay and the experience is all there. The RPG elements are there. It's literally just having the one map and then charging the full $50 for it, when the other versions have more maps than we do. I feel like at some point, if people are hardcore Ark fans, it's going to get old real quick. And if you either bring out some more maps or do some updates or something here and there, it may be able to give those players more reasons to continue with the game, because we do have PixARK coming. I don't know if they're going to put a little bit more time into that game, because I feel like PixARK will have an easier time to run, and of course it's not going to look as rough as this port did. So honestly, when it comes down to Ark, if you're looking for a survival game, depending on when PixARK comes out, I would say wait for PixARK and compare the two, like check out some gameplay. But if you want the Ark experience on the consoles and PC, this port actually might do it for you if you don't mind the game looking that rough, or if you like the more Minecraft style but still have the ARK experience. PixARK would be perfect for you, but I can't judge it right now because we don't have the port yet, so we'll just wait to see when those two come out, and then you can just see the gameplay of each one and see which one would interest you more. So that would have to end a review of ARK Survival. I kind of wanted to give an official review because I've seen some here and there, but I haven't seen too much. So I would like to thank you guys for tuning into this review. And as always, man, you guys had literally been killing it over the past few days with the support, man, and all the gaming talk, man. It's been crazy. So make sure you leave those comments in the comment section down below so we can chop it up, talk some gaming, anything of that nature. Leave it in the comments down below, and I definitely will get to you guys. All right, Switch fam, I'm gonna catch you guys later, and peace out.